Hi, my name's Jackie Bowie and I'm Managing Partner for Chatham Financial, Head of EMEA. And here are my biggest lessons. Hire ambitious people, but make sure it's the right type of ambition. I've always worked in people businesses, asset management, consulting, advisory. And of course you would expect everyone who's in those industries to be really ambitious. But what I've found over the years is that there are people with ambition for themselves and people with ambition for the overall success of the business. I think it was Andy Grove at Intel that actually coined it in terms of saying it's the right type of ambition that really matters. Now that doesn't mean that people won't be successful, but their own individual success will be a byproduct of the success of the business overall. Ditch the pursuit of the work-life balance. When you're working full-time in careers, particularly in our business, asset management, consultancy, advisory, you are full on all the time. And there's this almost societal pressure to keep saying, well, you need to make sure you have a work-life balance. If you're doing something that's really worthwhile to you and you enjoy it, you just accept that sometimes it's going to be really hard work and you have to make sacrifices. At the same time, there will be times when maybe work demands lessen a little, and that's when you dial up the other aspects of your life, whether it's home life, family responsibilities, or just a little bit of time for you. What I found is this constant pursuit of trying to find a work-life balance actually drained more emotional energy. So spend that emotional energy in just making sure that you prioritize when it's right to prioritize and accept that sometimes you're giving all to work and other times you're giving all to yourself. Think big ideas, but accept that sometimes the actions to implement those ideas might be small. I think it was coined in a book I read once about the power of tiny things. And that's the way we work here every day. We set big, ambitious goals, which might look unachievable, but actually every day, the combination of all the really small things, the decisions we make and the actions we take us closer. And sometimes it feels like the goal is just so far away and you get to the end of the day having worked really hard and thinking, am I further away from that goal? But actually, if you look at the power of all those tiny things, it will take you incrementally closer. So don't get disheartened when you feel that you're not taking big leaps towards it, because the small steps are just as important. Accept that not everyone is going to like you. Having worked in lots of different teams across my industry, I think I see it particularly in female leaders, where they pursue popularity and believe to be successful, they have to be liked. And having that as a goal, I would say, is a one-way road to disappointment, because there just will be circumstances and situations where people don't like you. I give the same advice to my two teenage daughters to say, no matter how good a person you are and how hard you're working to get someone to like you, that you just might be bad in their narrative, and that's fine. So just move on and accept that you don't need to be popular to be successful. Be intentional about your plan. Now, life will take you through different twists and turns and might sometimes feel like your plan is not going to plan. But I found that being intentional and purposeful about everything I do, both in my professional and personal life, just helps keep me on track towards the goal. Coming into a career in finance or even making any personal decisions without a true idea of what you want that end goal to be means that you go about it in a very unintentional way. Then you get frustrated and potentially give up. So I'd say always have a plan, just a plan, except that you might not follow it exactly, but having something to navigate you through those pathways will lead to more success.